Hello everyone, this is my second time trying to make this video. I needed to find a quiet spot where they're kind of building a neighborhood, not quite finished yet, freshly brand new paved little road. It's over at my house. Every 3 seconds there's some loud lifted trucks driving by and I can't hear, and I need to walk and talk. That's how I get my thoughts together. Me walking and talking. I can't sit down in a house. I have to be outside moving. And I was like, I think it's time I put this video out here. But anyways, let's get to it. I tore my bicep almost 11 months ago. 10 months and 3 weeks ago, I tore my left distal bicep tendon. And I had it looked at to make sure. I had it looked at by a professional just to double check I had everything right. I did not have a surgery. There is, if you can see that, there is no surgery scars on that arm. Nothing. I didn't have a surgery. There's a video of the tear, and it's not small either. It's not some little insignificant tear that you would expect someone, they could recover from that. This is a big, bad, major tear that you hear the pop or snap and you see it. And it's on my YouTube channel. I uploaded it at the beginning of September 2020 or the very end of August 2020. And you can see it happen big. There's now a big gap in my arm. You can hear it. You can feel it happen. Did it hurt? No. It hurt a little. But no, it's not what most people would assume. It wasn't. I was sad. I was sad. So, it's kind of like you get in a fist fight in MMA or something, and you get knocked out in the first 10 seconds. It's not so much it hurts at that point, you're just sad. That's kind of how I was. My first 2 weeks, I couldn't move my arm. It was just a floppy. It was just there. And I had to have it in a cast. I had ice packs in the cast. And I couldn't use my arm at all. I was like, my bicep's gone. And here's the thing, when I went looking on Google, social medias, everything, I could not find any results on how to fix a bicep tear without surgery. Everything is, you have to get surgery. You have to get surgery. And at my life and current situation at the time, that wasn't an option. Not going to go in depth on that, but you understand where I'm getting it. Surgery was not an option. So I had to tell myself, I was like, this can't be the first time and the only time it's happened. I mean, we had Greeks and Spartans and all that. I'm sure some of them tore an Achilles tendon, broke a knee, all sorts of stuff. I know I'm not the first person. So I had to convince myself that recovery is possible without surgery. It's possible. Don't listen to what Google and all of them are telling you. That they're probably just wanting to make money. Don't listen to all that. You don't. So I had put the idea in my head, which it's true. Now the first 2 weeks, it was an ice pack, and every day I would look at the mirror and just try to flex it, because again, I couldn't move it. So eventually that was able to happen, or I could do that, and then I could make my bicep flex more and more. That was the goal. Build a mind-muscle connection. It's kind of like somebody who's paralyzed. I couldn't use my arm. I didn't know what to do. There was no one to help. But all I could think, I got at least have the ability to tense the muscle first before anything. So I gained the ability to tense the muscle. And after about 1 month of ice packs, rehab, all that, the next month, I went into training again. But it was different. It's not like I started... It was way different than normal. And it led me into discovering a whole other form of training. And in a way, I'm kind of thankful for the torn bicep. But before that, see, the first month, icing and look in the mirror, just trying to get the muscle to work again. That's all it was. It took a month before I could lift a 5-pound bag of candy. Yeah, I was very sad, 5-pound bag of candy. I was eating everything. It took a month before I could lift a 5-pound bag of candy in my left arm without feeling like I was going to die. Sad. But my nutrition was outside candy. I got a lot of collagen. I took collagen. I took the special green powder recommended by Mark Dice. I was drinking, I was having 200 grams of protein shakes every day. I was eating veggies. I was eating a lot. I wasn't gaining weight because I was walking so much. I was doing a lot of walking, like a lot. And I was still working out my right side for the most part, anything I could do. But yeah, I was eating a lot more than I usually would, trying to make sure I get all the nutrients I needed. Usually, I don't sleep much. My average day, I sleep 3 hours. That's my average day. So I started taking Isometric, which I have old reviews on that. Not too old. But I started taking that and Hypnos and trying out all these sleep supplements. Because I was like, I need to get sleep. I need to recover. This needs to heal. I might get addicted to this, but my bicep getting healed is more important right now. That was the bigger thing. So I took Isometric, and I will say this, Isometric is the greatest supplement I've ever had in all the supplements in terms of how I feel. So, who knows? But that was my nutrition. I was eating a lot, making sure I had plenty of rest. I was spoiling myself like a bodybuilder. And I typically haven't done that. Typically, it's been lack of sleep, torture workout sessions, and that's been my life. Month 2, I started... Here's what's different. My training started with high reps. I mean, sets of 100. So I would do curls with a 2.5 pound plate. I'm not making this stuff up. A 2.5 pound plate 100 times. And each week or every 2 weeks, I'd be like, all right, let's hold the 2.5 pound plate and hold a clip. Now it's 3 pounds. I was going up real steady, but it was happening. If progress is being made, just keep at it. Don't rush it. If something didn't feel right, I stopped right then. So, and I did have my slip-ups. I did accidentally re-hurt my arm. After about a month, I went a month and a half, 6 weeks. I was hitting a Cobra bag, reflex bag that boxers use because I couldn't hit a punching bag. It's too much pressure as I'm used to using 2 arms. And every now and then I'd throw in freaking a little left jab and, oh, there we go. It hurt too much. So I thought, okay, I need to continue doing my little sparring practice. So let's try the reflex Cobra bag. That didn't go too well either. Let's say my left arm was not, the speed wasn't there, and I accidentally threw too far, and oh, that hurt bad. It set me back another 2 weeks. Me missing, I guess you could say, is the speed was not there on my left side. But, yeah, I did high reps, probably about 3 times a week. I would grab a weight and curl it. I did different variations, hammer curls, but the point is I was doing it in the single digits of pounds for high reps just to get that stuff moving again. And the other thing that I did was isometrics. Lots of isometric carries. So where I would hold a 20-pound ball with 2 hands and carry it for 2 miles. I started weighted carries, not Zercher carries. I used to do that, but not anymore because the pressure on that area. So lots of weighted carries. Again, taking it slow. You're not going for weight. You're focusing on, you're focused like a bodybuilder. Focus on the muscle. And eventually, I got, after 3 or 4 months, I have a video of I call it a Trump-loaded curl, Donald Trump. Right wing. I put all the weights on like the right side, and there's barely only like a little bit of weight on the left. And I did 100 pounds after like 4 months, but the left arm barely had any weight on it, so. But it was still my back up against the wall. It was a lopsided 100-pound strict curl. But again, at that point, I had worked up to a 60-pound slam ball, Titan Fitness slam ball. I was carrying that and smaller rocks, like 50-pound rocks, and keeping it real steady. I was doing lots of carries, farmers carries, and with a hex bar, all the carries, lots of them. My left side was still way behind. It took time, but even several months, I still kept on taking my collagen. I took 4 scoops of protein powder a day, had plenty of food, had plenty of veggies, had all the things, as if I was trying to gain muscle. But instead of that, I was trying to make sure my tendon was built up. And I had a look, what builds tendon strength? Typically, what builds tendon, what builds connective tissue? Usually what's shown is resistance bands for rehab, like rehabilitation, and isometrics, carries. The army, they'll do ruck marches and stuff. Build up all their structure. It makes their structure stronger. So instead of increasing their horsepower, like a power lifter almost, they're making their tires get more grip. Now, here we are at almost a week from being 11 months. And things are going good. I mean, I got a gym membership temporarily in February as more motivation. And I started building up my left bicep strength. At first, I couldn't curl a 50-pound dumbbell with perfect form, but now I can do a 60-pound for 2 reps. And that's going by the end of February. So even from then to now, I've gotten 25% stronger. The progress, in other words, has not slowed down dramatically. Things are getting better. If anything, progress was slower at the beginning because I would only add like a pound every other week after a month. When things started to happen, when I could use my bicep, kind of, was in December. I believe I have a video of me lifting up a 240-pound sandbag on my shoulder. That's when I kind of could use it. Was it still usable for what I want to? No. But I'd say when you're comfortable with it, like where you can do something that's lift up a boulder that's 80% of what you used to, I'd say after 6 months, if you follow my guidelines. It's a long process. It's not easy. So it caused some issues of me and my work life. I wasn't able to work normally until 3 months later, pretty much. And even when I was, it was easygoing. Because picking up a box that weighed 30 pounds, that was aggravating me. So, ow, god damn, I stepped on something. But, yeah, and Another little story. I did try to go back to work a little too early after, I guess, the month. Yep, and couldn't. I tried. I needed to, but I couldn't. So, but here we are. Recovery's going great. I can almost do what I could before. My left arm's always been way behind my right arm in strength, but things are going good. My right arm, one arm strict curls at 80 with a bar, one arm bar curl, back up against the wall. Left arm, my best is a 70 for 2. Now I can do a 60 for 2. And it's not like I'm pushing it 100%. I'm not pushing it 100%. I'm keeping perfect form and focusing and making sure I don't feel anything go wrong. So if I did push myself and risk it, maybe I could curl a 65. Maybe I could do a 70 for 1. But yeah, the progress happens. And I think people who tear their bicep need this video to know that it's not end of the world. To know that they don't have to go cash out everything to go have a surgery. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. Possibly the hardest thing I've had to deal with is having a torn bicep, trying to work, dealing with all this COVID crap, all this stuff happening at once. There's a lot of stuff out of my own life that people don't know. But yeah, it made things next to impossible being freaking handicapped and trying to do stuff that I'm usually skilled at that require my arm. But this is a very long video, very important video. I thought this is needed. But those are my tips. That's my story. And if you have any questions, leave it in a comment. I have a playlist called Left Bicep Recovery to certain lifts that were affected in their progress. But, yep. Have a good one.